Hello, Eric from Rusty Revivals, and today we're going to be tackling a project. We're going to be putting disc brakes on the back end of our C10, 1966 C10. And I'm going to show you here in just a minute. This problem has happened to many of you out there who are doing a backyard restore or in your home garage. And that is, life kind of invades on your process. Your shop gets taken over by something else going on in your life. So I'm going to show you that here in just a second. So here we are. You can see our truck has been moved out of the shop into the car storage area, and the other junk is kind of invaded over the top of it. So that never happens to any of you guys, I know, but here's the reason for our shop being occupied. You probably don't know this, but we have a ministry called the Masters Craftsmen, and what we do is we take teams of volunteers all over the world, build church buildings. And right now, we're in the process of building some kitchen cabinets for a church down in Rose City, Texas. They had a fire and then they had a flood from the hurricane, and they needed some help. Now, we built another set of cabinets for them a little while back, but this is the second set. First was for the parsonage, this is for the church itself. So that kind of takes priority over monkeying around with a truck. So we've been building these cabinets, and so my truck had to get moved out. Plus, it's an awful dusty job, and I didn't want to get all that dirt on my truck. So we'll get to it. I'm going to get it dug out so that I can actually work on it, and then hopefully we'll get these brakes installed. All right, here we are. We have our kit from our manufacturer. It has this is one side. It comes with two of everything that you see here. You've got your mounting bracket, rotor, hose holder, and a caliper loaded with the brake pads, the hoses, and the bolts needed to hook it up. So pretty good kit. Costs about $580 with the parking brake feature, which our caliper has. It's a little less if you don't have that, but here in Wisconsin it's a requirement that you have to have a parking brake. So we're gonna jack up the truck, see if we can get her on there. All right, so here's what we're starting with. Like I said, we've already removed the old drum brakes from this axle. And so basically it goes on the flange here. Okay, here we are. We've got the caliper bracket bolted to the axle. Bolts with just 4 bolts, pretty simple. Also has that little bracket for the brake line. So it just bolts on with 4 simple bolts. We'll keep making progress. Installed our rotor. Put a couple lug nuts on it just to get it to be in place so that we can make sure that our caliper is going to line up. That will be next. Right, so we have our caliper mounted. That's fairly straightforward. Just bolts up like any other caliper through the mounting plate using the 2 bolts, the upper and lower, right here, bolted right on. Didn't take much at all. All right, now that we have our caliper mounted, next is going to be our brake line. And one thing that you'll notice on the brake line, found in the manual as I was installing it, is there is a right way and a wrong way to install these. You'll notice right here by my finger, if you look at the profile, it sticks out over where the hose starts to go out, right here. When I spin it around, you look at the other side, it's recessed in. Okay? This is where the head of the bolt goes. That gives you a flatter mounting surface over here to mount up to the caliper with. So, if I can do this somehow, it's kind of tricky holding the camera at the same time. The proper way is for the bolt to go through that direction. So the head of your bolt goes to the recess. And then another copper washer goes on this side here and sandwiches up into the caliper. So I will get this hose mounted and take some more pictures. All right, we've got our completed project here, at least this little section of it. We've got our caliper mounted, our new disc rotor installed, and the plumbing up to the point of where we have to take it to the truck itself is all there. In the future we'll be doing the plumbing to get it down the frame rails and up to the front of the truck, but that'll be another day's video. We'd like to thank you for watching. If you got any questions or comments, please feel free to go to rustyrevivals.org, and we'd love to tell you how we did any of this stuff, explain a little detail further. But most importantly, we'd like to tell you about how the Lord loves you and died for you, and we'd really love to show you how you can know Him on a personal basis. So, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the future.